Hello, everyone. It is about that time. That time being 5 minutes since we started stream. Charles, you made it in just in time. Hello. We just started. We're going to be playing Genshin Impact. We're finishing up the Parade of Providence event. I swear we're finishing up this event. It ends tomorrow, so we don't really have any time. We were going to do it earlier, but it was raining a lot these past few days. And so things happened. Things came up. It didn't work out, but it's working out now. So I think we should just get into it. Because I'll tell you what, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We are in the middle of the second act, and I know there's a third act in the event. So we'll just have to figure out from there what to do. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'm judging 4 hours, I think. What do you guys think? The reason the last stream took so long is because we did every single mini game at that point. So Doctor oh my god, it's the Timmy quest. By the way, 4 is amazing. Yeah, it's true. Before we continue, by the way, if you have this quest, this little commission with Timmy, and you kill, if you hurt any of the birds there, he actually won't give you the commission. You'll fail the commission. It'll count as completed, but you fail it. And the following day, you get a follow-up commission asking you to apologize to Timmy. I know this because my brother was helping with the commissions and he hurt one of the birds. And so I failed the commission. It was really funny. It was really hilarious. Anyway, let's head over to Sumeru City. We're going to the academia, right? So we should have gone to the other one. I believe. It's been a long time since I've been in Sumeru City. Oh, wait, that's the academia. Perfect. Let's go. For the time being, we'll stay as Kave. I don't see why not. We in it, lads.
Hello, both. It's been a while. Do you have any issues to report?
We tell Arab about the situation with Dia and Candace.
Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. Though I suppose it's not all that surprising. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor. He's seen as one of these super rich types.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now, shouldn't you send some people to protect him?
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work, and hardly ever comes back to Sumeru City. No one has been able to contact him. Our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will be watching from close by to choose a suitable person to inherit my estate. Assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the Eremites in question must have heard about that as well, and decided to come here and try their luck.
So they shouldn't know where Sachin is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still on vacation, so I'll handle this. Don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. I have my ways of forcing them out into the open. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's story, why don't you try tracking him down as well? The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could task all the Matra and the whole Corps of 30 with someone's protection, but if the client doesn't show themselves, there's nothing we can do to help them.
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but where should we start?
Do the Matra have any information at all on Sachin?
None, I'm afraid. He's never
Okay.
committed any crimes or broken academic protocols, so we don't have a very detailed file on him. I've heard that Alhaitham has
Good
now
on
stepped
him,
down
I
from his
guess?
post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe it's worth checking to see if he knows anything.
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extravaganza venue and see if we can find him.
I'm rubbing my mitts together. We're about to have a conversation with Alhaitham. I'm so glad. I'm less excited about the what is it called? the quest, the world quest with Dory and the Diadem of Knowledge, I don't really care. Probably because it's not voiced. It do really like that.
Hey, Nilu, have you seen Alhaitham anywhere?
Alhaitham? Why, what is it?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know where he went. He's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where he'll be going.
Yeah, that sounds like Alhaitham.
Yeah, actually, that sounds about right for him.
Yep.
Let me think. To be honest, he doesn't seem very interested in the extravaganza, so he probably doesn't stick around longer than he has to.
Makes sense.
To him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he'd go after work?
Tavern?
There's still one more round to go. Would he really go to a tavern in the middle of the competition?
Oh,
Yeah.
here's a thought. Maybe he just went straight home. Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here, so we might as well check it out.
Can we get into his house again? Hold on. Hold on. Well, first off, let's have another conversation with
I
you.
wonder where Alhaitham would go.
Clearly, he would go to a tavern. Obviously. We all know. We all know. There it is. Hold on. That's a lot of guys. Hold on. We'll switch our team, and then we're gonna go beat up those guys. Geo team. That's what I've decided. Excuse me, ladies.
We've only just gotta get through. Coming through. You can't run.
Where? Oh, there you are. I can't believe you waited until my burst was done. Rude.
Boy.
Easy. I mainly wanted to beat up the big guy. But he didn't drop anything, so there was no point. I just beat him up for nothing. Anyway, off to Alhaitham's house, I guess.
Can't catch me.
There he is. I see it. I'm glad that he's got a house so close to home. I mean, so close to his work. the little, the little effect from Ito's thing. Let's try knocking.
No answer? Maybe no one's home.
Knock again.
Hello? Alhaitham? Are you in? We need your help with something.
Oh, it's you two?
Got her.
Oh, Kaveh, you're home.
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
He didn't want to step out, because God forbid someone find out he's in Alhaitham's house.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking, before long the whole city would know that I'm living here.
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for him while you're at home?
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him?
Actually, that's
Most
how
people
I
have
would,
better things to do.
Fair enough. So, do you know where he is at the moment?
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house.
Did you have a quarrel or something?
I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything pleasant at all. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise.
It's true, it's
But
true.
him, being him. Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said after I was done talking. You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner becoming of an upperclassman? What, am I supposed to earn the title of upperclassman now? And he didn't stop there. He said, I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the proverbial elephant in the room of your life.
Yeah, that does sound like something Alhaitham would say.
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to infuriate me every single time. Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually packing my things right now.
Oh.
He'll have to get used to doing his own cleaning and tidying from now on. See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life wasn't utterly devoid of artistic sensibility already, it certainly will be after today.
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition isn't even over yet. How can you afford it?
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early to get ahead of the game. I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it and move my things right in. It'll take me 3 days tops to move out of here for good. I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win. I will emerge triumphant. You'll see.
Yeah, comment,
We'll be
go.
rooting for you. But are you sure you'll be all right?
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal conflict.
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious personality flaws too.
Everyone does.
Say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also turned Faruzan down when she offered to give you her points. Plus, you took it upon yourself to help those desert foxes.
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty otherwise. Where's the conflict in that?
Why would you feel guilty?
Well, when you put it like that, yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess it's just in my nature. Plus, if I just did nothing, then there'd be no escaping the blame if something bad came of it later down the line.
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting. Not to mention that by helping out, you put yourself at risk. Fainting in the middle of the desert, for example. Was that really worth it?
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. What was it you needed Alhaitham's help with, anyway?
Right. We'd like him to help us look into Sachin.
Sachin?
I forgot about that.
He did actually mention
Ave
a
takes the
Sachin
screen
recently.
and I just completely blank
I
out.
remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling as he went. He even suggested that I should take a look, but I didn't. Give me a moment. Let me go find them.
Oh yes, in the corner of books that he never organizes.
Ah, this is the one. Here, take it.
You sure he'd be okay with this?
Who cares?
With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to my beer whenever he pleases. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point at the time, so he just left them on the side. He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them. It's fine, I promise.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, let's see what he's got on Sachin.
What's up, baby? Baby girl.
I fetched the documents for you. Feel free to look through them at your leisure.
I love him. I love him. That's what I'm looking for here. Because I didn't get to last time. I'm sitting. It's a nice place. You didn't let me out. For some reason you can't sit in this chair. This is so sad. Again, nice place. And look, the picture is still here too. But not for long, because he's gonna move out. Oh,
I
this
fetched the
isn't
documents
actually
for you.
Anyway, let's go read the documents. I always get this. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, Sachin was born into a wealthy family, and his father, Put, was a renowned merchant in Sumeru, with many properties to his name. At the age of 9, Sachin enrolled in Vahumana and achieved excellent grades. At the age of 15, he completed all of his courses and graduated first in class, his accomplishments greatly lauded by the sages. At the age of 16, Sachin ventured out and began to research the local environment and customs. His travels took him through Sumeru's rainforests and deserts. When Sachin was 23 years old, his father Raput passed away. Sachin returned to Sumeru City to take over his father's business and spent 2 years here. Excuse me. At the age of 25, Sachin once again ventured into the desert to conduct field research. Records show that he traveled with a caravan and lived in Aru village for a period of time. At the age of 32, Sachin returned to Sumeru City. He looked withered and weary, his mental state in shambles. Much speculation arose among outsiders, but Sachin locked himself in his room and did not respond. Me as well. At the age of 33, Sachin entrusted all of his properties to the academia and pledged to donate all proceeds to the academia. He then wrote a contract regarding the use of the proceeds and property ownership. The following is an excerpt quoted from Sachin when the contract was signed. A minimum of 30% of all revenue generated from the business will be used to fund prizes for the Inter-Darshan Championship, and which will encourage young prodigies to actively participate in the competition. I'll also be donating my entire collection, the most prominent item of which, the Diadem of Knowledge, will serve as a symbol of great honor in the Inter-Darshan Championship. Only the winner of the competition may wear it. Hello. Hey, Charles. Hi. How are you? Did you get back from a match or something? We're just learning about Sachin. Nothing special. In addition, the academia will give the right to maintain and manage my properties. Ownership of them does not belong to the academia, nor does it belong to me. I see. Okay. Each year when the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will keep a close eye on each candidate. If I particularly identify with a participant, I will reveal myself. I will then bequeath all of my wealth to this individual whom I judge worthy of my acknowledgement. They will have the usage rights to all assets and proceeds under my name. I hope the academia will respect any and all decisions made by this person, or that person. After the contract came into effect, Sachin returned to the desert to continue his investigations, but there was no word from him since then. Many claimed to have seen him in the desert, but none of such claims have been verified. 20 years have passed since then. DJ, hello as well! You were in a WWE match, like wrestling? Well, I hope you won, Charles. I hope you both are doing well.
So, to sum up, Sachin put the academia in charge of managing his estate and went off to do research, right? He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate as well. Oh, that must be worth heaps and heaps of mora.
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. Heck, if I got chosen, I'd be able to pay off all my debts, then buy a new place, and still have cash to burn. I could build another Palace of Alcazar's Array, except this time, I'd make it 10 times bigger. Then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The bridge renovation. To do it properly would take upwards of...
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way ahead of yourself there, mister!
You're right. First, I need to focus on winning and moving out of this place.
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose slip of paper tucked in between these pages. Did Alhaitham write this? It looks like he was jotting ideas down as he was thinking things over. Let's see. Two phrases have been circled. Sachin, dead or alive, unknown, and diadem of knowledge. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this written in some other language?
Let me see. Huh. I recognize this script. Give me a second. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation anyway. I can't guarantee it's 100% accurate. Hmm? There's another smaller line of text underneath. Huh. Why would he bring that up?
Wow, it's so cool that you can actually read this script!
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization. I had to familiarize myself a little with this script at the time.
Oh, interesting. So, any idea what Alhaitham meant by all this?
Who knows? The way his mind works is one of the great mysteries of the world.
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here.
Let's hope Arav's got some progress.
Yeah, he better catch those crooks. But until then, let's just head out for a stroll.
Oh my god, we just... Oh, easy. We're definitely gonna finish this thing. We probably won't even need 4 hours.
Little decisions. What could have been going through his mind when he wrote that?
I have an idea. And I hope it's literally just the best. I want Kaveh to have everything. I think he deserves it. Anyway, I'm gonna go sit and... I assume this is Alhaitham's study. And wait until 7. After I open up this mail. Duel, the Summoner's Summit. I don't know what that is. It's a webpage event though, so I don't care. Anyway. Paimon's having the time of her life. Trying to understand how to do this. Good fun. Look at her.
Paimon just heard that the Matra have arrested some Eremites who snuck into the city. Maybe they were the ones plotting to kidnap Sachin.
Little
decisions. I hope you find out. I love Kaveh. Can't help it.
Let's go to the Academia and check with Arav.
Let's go. It's right here. Where are you, Arav? Where are you? I have no idea. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to locate him. Wait. Please check the details. Sachin's article. What? They're making me do this. They're making me do this. Fine. What do you want? We're gonna have to read now. That incident from 20 years ago? Why the sudden question? Did you hear any particular information? The diadem seems to have been lost 20 years ago, and some contestant's personality has changed? You seem to know a lot about that. Lucas, is there something you're not telling us? Not exactly. I was 5 years old when it happened. How could I know? But there are things I've never told anyone. I'm actually part of the Academia Extravaganza's planning committee because of the influence of a senior colleague. That senior colleague and I met on a trip. He was a bit timid and would always flee and cower somewhere at the first sign of an emergency. One day, 4 years ago, I said to him, I went back to the Academia. The Academia Extravaganza is about to begin. And then? Upon mentioning the Academia Extravaganza, he got startled and said something about, it has nothing to do with me. And when I said goodbye to him, he insisted on getting a drink with me. After several drinks, he started talking all sorts of nonsense. I also had too many. And in my drunken stupor, I didn't really hear him that well. I only remembered that he said that he lost the Diadem of Knowledge for a while. He was in charge of the distribution and recovery of the Diadem of Knowledge, and that he nearly had a heart attack upon realizing that the diadem was missing. Fortunately, he found it in a tree hole. Like the one we saw before. He said that the Diadem of Knowledge was a very valuable treasure, which is recorded in many ancient books. Legend has it that it was built by a famous craftsman in ancient times, and carries a secret that no one knows. Sachin had entrusted the academia to safeguard the diadem, after all. If my senior was responsible for the diadem's disappearance, he could not afford to pay for it with his meager wealth. Even if the loss was temporary, no one should know of it, unless the academia find him guilty of gross negligence. So he covered it up? Yes. It seems that he also said that many people came to inquire about it, including children, but he said that the diadem had never been lost. But he was so scared that when things blew over, he quit his job and left the academia. I drank too much that night, and when I woke up the next day, he was gone. The more I thought about it, the more I had a bad feeling that issues would crop up in the academia extravaganza if entrusted to someone like him. I didn't have a job at the time, so I joined the academia extravaganza planning committee. I tried to investigate things on the inside too, but I couldn't find anything. And the diadem was found, and the man whose personality was said to have changed was dead, and there's nothing to be found. Still, 20 years ago is a long time ago. Long enough that the people involved from the beginning no longer remember or care. Well, that's all that I know. If you're curious, keep investigating, and maybe one day you'll discover the truth. It's easy for you to say. We don't have much to go on. Do you know any more information, like where the senior colleague went? I haven't heard from him. Later, I also went into the desert to look for him, but in the vast desert, it was almost impossible to run into him. To make up for it, I do have some information on Sachin. Would you like to hear it? Sure, tell us. When I was traveling, I did so with an Aramite commander. While we were chatting, he said he came into possession of an article written by an academia researcher. He seemed to think it was something precious and refused to show it to anyone, only to let me peek at it at my request. I only caught a glimpse of it, but I saw that it was signed by Sachin. I didn't know who Sachin was, nor did I care. After joining the Academia Extravaganza Planning Committee, I found out that he was an important member of the Vahumana Darshan who sponsored the event. If you're interested, you can find the Aramite commander in the desert. He's usually in the valley of Dari. Information related to Sachin? Alright, let's go take a look. Yeah. Making me read. You think he magically appeared? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna have to leave. And then I come back in, and then he's here. Oh, mother, I'm gonna have to okay, fine. Fine, let's just go to the desert. Luckily, I have a teleport relatively close, so I won't complain too much. But know that I'm not happy about it. Oh, I didn't realize how low my fucking stamina was. Take me away. I'm so glad that you can get stamina from... Hold on. I need to go see what this is. Because lucky for me, I've got sucrose. The easiest animal required. Look at that. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Yeah, put me down. Put me down. No! Anyway. Being a little too silly. And we got a teleport in the process. Tell me about your things. What do you want? Oh, this guy looks really fierce. Either say your piece or leave. I have no time for you. Actually, we heard that you have Sachin's article on you, so we were wondering if we could have a look. Are you kidding me? No? Why would you ask that? Seems like you guys really don't know. Some time ago, I had the article appraised. Turns out it's nothing more than a personal travel journal and is of little value. He hired my father to keep him safe. That Sachin fellow would often walk, ask, write, and mumble. There was a one time his papers were blown away by the wind. He said it was no big deal. My father, however, thought that things written by intellectuals must be valuable, so he looked around for them all night with a torch. None among my family can read. My father cherished this article and then passed it on to me. I have no idea it was completely worthless. Sounds unfortunate, but do you still have it? Yes. You want to take a look? You can look at it as much as you want. Since it's not worth anything, there's no need for me to be so stingy. So, well, more reading! Once the gods reigned supreme, all life flocked to them like sheep seeking shepherds, and those who suffered did so in silence. Now divine power has dwindled while human wisdom has blossomed. However, those who suffer face suffering still. There's a saying in Liyue that goes, life is like lodging at an inn, and in Azuma, all things are but void. It hurts every time I read these words. I tried to seek the reason for this. The wheel of time turns, and the only constant throughout Sumeru City is human nature. Since arriving in the desert, I have conducted a total of 64 experiments over the course of 7 years. Men are like prisoners or captured animals, feeding on each other's happiness until one is doomed to eternal torment. Therefore, where there is gain, there must be loss. Where there is happiness, there is agony. Everyone is a victim, but everyone is also a perpetrator. Greed and numbness reside in the hearts of humanity. Driven by greed, humans choose to commit evil, and numbness is why they turn a blind eye to the evil of others. But if this is what the world is, then what is then the meaning of the world? The future is to the present as the present is to the past. Peace was never an option. Conflict is the eternal truth. Everything, from my knowledge, my wisdom, to my life, is but nothingness. Unclear. True, it is unclear. So this is the article that Sachin wrote? To be honest, Paimon can't make sense of any of it. But judging from the crummy handwriting, Paimon can't say exactly why, but Paimon has a feeling he was going through a tough time. Well, we're done reading it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's not worth any money, but I'm going to keep it anyway. After all, my father entrusted it to me. Come see me again if you want to look at it again. Interesting. Let's go. Let's go learn about the situation. From Ara. Hey.
The sun is already out? Oh, okay. Just one last experiment, and then we can get some rest. Last one, I promise.
Sucrose is so cute.
You're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to inform you. I only just finished interrogating the suspects.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details, let's put it that way.
Okay.
The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait.
That was
Then
easy.
it starts to get messy.
It did,
During
man.
the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father? What's up with that?
Well.
It's anybody's guess at this
Hold
point.
on.
In any event, apparently the guys we caught are just the tip of the iceberg. Most of them are still snooping around outside the city. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up. Would you like to come along?
Sure. Let's go get to the bottom of all this.
Let me try changing the PNG. Let me try changing it. Because I'm still... Hold on. I will also try disconnecting and reconnecting and see if that works. Because you're right. The avatar did vanish. It's a little weird. Let me go over to here. It's still not there. Well, okay. Well, I'm checking because everything is all set up. Like we have the reactive set up. I'm in a Discord. Let me try changing Discord channels, and if that doesn't work, then we'll just go without it. Yeah, so I guess we're switching. No PNG tuber time. I know that I'm really pretty, and you guys want to see the PNG tuber that Aiden worked so hard on. Alas, we're gonna have to go without it. That's life. I don't want to try to troubleshoot it right now. I wanna go to the kidnappers campus when I wanted to. I don't have anything in that area. I think I might use my free trial on Amazon Prime. You should. I used Amazon Prime to watch a bunch of SpongeBob content. Yeah. That's what I used. Oh, so I bought things. I'm gonna change back to GOT. What do you have that makes the Paimon creature follow you still? Food. That's the answer. Paimon, just like I, easily bought by food. And money. Duck. Look at the duck. So when you call Paimon a creature, Paimon is French-shaped. And I think it's a shame that DJ doesn't realize this.
Stand with me.
Excuse me, guys. Whoa. Anyway.
Let's roll. It's showtime.
You pushed me into the water, you whore. That was really funny, though. That was actually really funny.
Burst forth. Advance.
Like, ow. That's funny. Easy. Now I need to go collect all the things in the ocean. The only thing ever. Can I grab that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab that. Blech! No, the answer is no. It's real fucked up. Anyway. Like Pikachu. You know what? It's not unlike Pikachu and Ash's
Hello,
dynamic.
free money. Goodbye, working for
Like
a
Pikachu
living.
doesn't have to follow Ash, right? But they're besties. They're literally best
Can't
friends.
catch me.
Your Honor. Literally besties. I want your apples. And deal with, I guess. I don't want to fight more people, to be honest. I could, and I'd beat them up. Look at them, they're playing that's cute! Look, they saw me. Okay, fine.
Our bond is strong. Lightning.
Excuse me, lads.
Ancient power.
Excuse me while I feel this ancient power.
Let's roll. Coming through.
That was really cute. The aeromites are super cute. Excuse me, lads. Easy peasy. And the lemons are squeezed. They're playing Genius Invocation TCG. That's hilarious. That was really funny. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hello, free money. Goodbye, working for a living.
Cringe withered zone. Imagine being withered. Anyway, we're about to unlock the new area. Well, not the unlock, the new area. We're just opening it up. It's always been unlocked. Look at that. Why? Why wouldn't you just reveal yourself? Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Thank you. I don't have any to get? I do. I have 9. I'm so good at collecting things. It's ridiculous. Birds. Sorry. Sorry, force of habit. Anyway. Oh. Yup. Yup, those guys are nuts.
Are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Some of them are unconscious in the water. Makes it so then Dracula's nearby.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit? It's this guy. He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who? Who did this?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some
when
guy
she
wearing
chooses
green
violence.
came along and interrogated us for a bit.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Giovanni, Sachin's son. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting them all and taking them back to the academia for further interrogation.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance, by rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to take it from him.
Were you seriously planning to?
Of course. Didn't he say he would be here somewhere, watching the championship from the shadows? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius.
So, did you find him? Where's the Yakuza avatar thing? It stopped appearing for some reason, and I checked Reactive and I checked Discord, and everything's good and everything's set, but the PNG tuber isn't showing up. So we're just gonna. I don't want to troubleshoot it because I just want to get. I want to do the story. I'm excited for the story and I want to do it. So that's what we're going for.
No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden.
We'll work it out
I'll give him
later.
that. He's probably cooped up somewhere watching all this go on and laughing to himself. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of.
What do you know about the Diadem of Knowledge?
Diadem of Knowledge? You mean that thing he donated to the academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the day. Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room. Also, before donating it to the academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for research and didn't return for many years. When he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night.
Who is a college
I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the academia. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin was a demon from the desert who was wearing his skin.
That's really fucked up, actually. But that kind of goes hard.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping Paimon out.
It truly does
You
go
can
hard.
believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
Okay.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thanks for providing us with the critical information. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
The diadem of knowledge?
Yeah, Alhaitham's notes do mention that item.
Scribe Alhaitham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue. We need to tell Karina what's going on.
Well, off to the venue, I suppose. Where's that? It's up there. There's no, wait, no, it's over here. I want that Dendroculus. I apologize. I will be going crazy stupid for it. I'm too tall. There we go. It's become shorter. It just works. Anyway, we did it. Ooh. Anyway. I just do this funny little thing where I teleport away from the danger. You know what else might fix the avatar thing? If I just like redid it. If I just like reset the avatar on my OES is what I mean.
Karina!
You're finally
Let me
back.
do this while let me do that while we're doing this.
Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you. The third round's already started.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin.
You know, as you do.
That's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the Diadem of Knowledge, and we'd like to investigate it.
Look, there I am.
The diadem?
Ta-da!
That seems unlikely.
I fixed it.
The diadem of knowledge has been used in every extravaganza
I just
over
had
the
to
last
refresh.
2 decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now?
Some new information has come to light.
This is pretty serious. Let me think. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the third round began. In the third round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this gets 4 points. Considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition.
Except if you're from
As
Hat
such,
Guys.
I suspect competition to be very fierce.
Because
You
I
might
don't
not
think
make
you
it in
can
time.
win. I'd have to check. Yeah, we have to give it a shot.
I'll mark the diadem's location for you. Please head there immediately. Let's hope nothing happens.
Let's hope.
All right, let's go. That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Ugh. Let's just go grab the diadem.
Okay, after we check the scores. Okay, so if Hat Guy won, he could tie for first. Layla, I know. Kabe's got 2. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the scores. Where are we going? Oh yeah, this forest. Let's just go to here. Let's go in here and then let's just walk. A lot of stuff I haven't done in here. There's a Dendroculus. Everyone shush. That's not a Dendroculus! I've been tricked! This is cruel. Anyway, let's look around. After we beat up this guy.
Coming to be. Pull it. Bam. Cha.
Easy. And we've got a shield now. think I came here for one of the mini games.
Can't catch me.
Oh, over here.
Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already take it? Well, we might as well head back and see if anyone's turned it in.
That would be mighty impressive. Mighty impressive. Oh, it's at the end. It's at the end. It would be faster to teleport, but we're gonna run. Because I like running. My little feeties light up the grass. That's so cute. That's cute. See, we wouldn't have discovered that if we didn't walk. Is that a mushroom? Spit us. Anyway. Look, there it is. There they are.
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray.
That guy enters the fray. Oh my god.
Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up.
And there's Kave.
And here's Kave bringing up the rear.
Get him, Kave. Go, go, go.
It's Kave's toolbox. Throwing the diadem to its owner.
Yeah, Kave, go! Oh my god, Mirac is amazing. Miraculous, if you will.
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me.
What is this?
What just happened to me?
Something's wrong.
What is going on? What is going on?
At long last, someone to inherit my estate, and with it, my research. Come, Kave. Come to me, my child.
What was his name?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind. Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he, more cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this Interdarshan Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme.
Cream of the cream.
But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Kabe's like dead face the
Me?
entire time.
Similar to you?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists, and that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas, endless strife and slaughter. Conflict over water sources, robbing of merchant caravans, exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. Things can only ever go from bad to worse. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness, I could no longer bear to face life. And so, I decided to bring my life to an end. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the Academia manage my estate.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment of them all. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day, I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help to move the world onto a better path.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment, part of my investigation into human nature. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history. And I lament the research that I failed to complete. And this, Kaveh, my dear child, is why you will be of great utility to me.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I please?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not.
Back to being exhausted.
Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at our...
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them.
Kaveh deserves to wear a crown, but this was a good outcome.
I guess that'll be the end of that.
Kaveh.
Are you all right? Any physical discomfort?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the Inter-Darshan Championship.
Yeah!
As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better.
Yes.
Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're not the same.
Yes.
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on file. The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless future scholars will follow in our footsteps. Sachin's words can only cause pain, but not anymore. No one else has to hear them now. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. I'll bear that responsibility.
Kaveh.
It's the least I can do. And, well, it's the only thing I can do.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, on behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my views.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony.
Kaveh won.
Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
First off, I'm gonna grab this mushroom and this mushroom. so that I can make a mushroom platter, which is a thing that you can make. I'm logged in, baby. Logged in, strapped in, into Darshan Championships. Look at that. We're almost done. That was so good. That the cutscene with all the fighting was literally so good. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to go back and check it. Before we finish, however, let's ask Dory for information. She's a billion miles away, and all the teleports. Oh well. What's up, Dory? It's time yet again for another information sale from Lord Sangama Bay. Would you two like to purchase the latest reports? Let me see. This information isn't that important, so it'll only go for half a million mora. It's half the usual price. What about bargain? Mind giving it to me for free? Whoa, you want to bring it down to 0 mora? Just as I expected. But I am the great Lord Sangama Bay. Well, since you're so interested, I'll tell you for free, but you must keep it to yourselves. I heard that 20 years ago there was a contestant whose personality suddenly changed after taking part in the competition. Well, it looks like someone saw him in Aru village. I wonder where he ended up. It's all the information you're getting for free. If you want to hear more, you gotta pay 2 million mora. I appreciate your patronage. Rip off! We'll just go to Aru village ourselves and ask around. Yeah. Let's go ask around Aru village. That's not the map button. We'll do this silly little world quest, and then we'll go finish up the Inter-Darshan Championships. I really liked it. It was so much fun. It was literally just a Kave event, which I think the world needs more of. More Kave events, more Ito events. 20 years ago, a young man did appear here. Back then, life was much harder than it is now. Poverty, disease, ignorance. They tormented us constantly. That young man, clearly from the academia with a bright future, was nevertheless willing to come here and help us. He taught us how to deal with Weenut and monsters. He brought us a lot of medicine with money from his own pocket and took care of the ill all by himself. He sounds like a great guy. Yeah, too bad the good die young. He was always frowning and no one knew what he was worried about. Everyone was wondering if he was going to leave us. The place did not have the means to properly host him. Still, many said that he was a bit crazy to begin with. For example, he would sometimes tell children a story about how, as a child, he taught a strange creature to write. Later, he would often leave the village and explore the desert. Once I asked him what he was looking for, and he said he wanted to talk to someone from the Nargos something group. Later on, I heard he died in the quicksand. It's said that that's Kave's dad, I think. It is said that he encountered a caravan trapped in quicksand on the way to investigate something. He saved many people, but he himself was unable to get out in time. At the time, there was still a half-finished letter addressed to his child at home. After he died, my son took that letter to him, thinking about delivering it someday. That unfinished letter is still here? No, it's not here. To live a better life, my son became a mercenary. He was killed in a scuffle a few years ago, and his belongings were taken. Many years have passed in the blink of an eye. I wonder how his child turned out and if they hold a grudge against him. Not many people know these things anymore. I'm getting old. Perhaps I'll forget these things soon, too. I think that was a pretty good old woman voice. What's my next objective? Nothing? Hello! Just looking at that radiant crystal. Is that all? Oh. Well, I guess we'll finish up the thing. No, that's not the thing I wanted to do. It's this thing I wanted to do. It expires in 12 hours. Okay, let's go. Let's go. This is very fun. I'm so glad I streamed it. Means I get to look back on it at any time.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. And that brings this year's Interdarshan Championship to a close.
Clap, clap. I'm the only one here. Oh, okay. It's like I'm the only one here.
Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive his award.
There he is, the boy.
Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their award. However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much, Mora. And he gave it all up?
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh? I'm sure many of our audience, like myself, are curious to learn why you decided to give all this wealth away.
Stop it! Stop it!
I'm
Paimon's our
not
friend.
entirely
not a
sure what I
Pokemon.
should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Not him, and not me either. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I guess that's all. I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Kaveh, you're too
Oh,
humble.
Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card. Additionally,
The only
your
thing
champion
Sino
status
cares
will be
about.
logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
Ella.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals, forget it.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh one last big round of applause.
Kaveh's like, I won the Darshan Championship and all I got was this lame card.
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live in luxury for my entire life.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but this one was just so tiring.
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy at all, but whatever else happened, you're the champion, you know? Don't you think you should be proud of that?
I suppose. Oh, wait. Sino said he wanted the card, didn't he? And now I have it, right here.
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you should be able to make a tidy sum of more off it.
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give it to him. Could you pass it on to him for me when you next see him?
Whoa, this is a super big deal. You should do it yourself. Come on, let's go find Sino.
Let's go find Sino. Yeah. He's gonna want this card. Because he's in here.
But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
Paimon! That's so funny! What the fuck? Paimon just pulled his hair.
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue. What brings you here?
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I figured you'd have more use for it than I.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
What else would I do with it? I have no use for it.
He so wants that card. He wants
But
that card.
it's limited edition.
It's limited
Kaveh,
edition.
are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong and I will help.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that
Yes.
has absolutely nothing to do with this card. I'll figure my own issues out by myself.
All right. In that case, I accept your generosity. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you. How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold for.
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
Huh? How much?
Jesus.
A million more?
This is just Yu-Gi-Oh!
If you feel that's too low, I can go a little higher.
I know.
1 million more for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you? I saw your deck last time we played.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed, but not rare.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like this. But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking Mora from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot. I can spare the Mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your
You
hobbies,
what?
do you? You should watch
Restricted
that, you
League!
know.
Hi!
You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of
Oh
impulsivity.
my god, thank you for the
with
redeem.
debt is
We were just
miserable.
finishing the event.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience. I guess you've been through a
Hi,
lot.
how's your day been?
I don't want to talk
I
about it.
don't want to talk. I love
In
Kaveh
that
so
case,
much.
maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny.
The deck of destiny.
Kaveh, come with me in a few moments to collect the Mora. Thanks to you,
This man's
I
so.
have achieved my goal for
Day's been
participating
good.
in
How's
this
your day been?
tournament.
Pretty good.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to
My
refuse your
I
courtesy
had
any
family
further.
visiting.
Well,
For this
at least I'll
weekend,
be able
hence
to
why
keep
there
on
was
top
no
of my
stream.
bills this month. Maybe I'll
But
even
they
have
just
some
left.
left
I
over.
went for a walk at
In
8.
fact, let me treat you all to a meal
And
later.
then I started streaming. It's been a
Tynari
good
and
day.
Kale, too.
We saw Kaveh today.
This is
It's
what
been
they
a great
call
day.
all's well that ends well. Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go check in with them, shall we? Since we're guest commentators and all.
Chat with the Darshan representatives. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sounds like a busy day. It hasn't been too bad. I, as the kids say, survive. Okay. Are they in the academia? Looks like they're not in the academia. Yeah, they're not. They're below. That's fine. Oop, let me out. Watch yourself. I'm in the middle of a story. Yeah, of course they went down here. That makes sense. It's a good... Look! Look, there they are.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame Farzan. Maybe you could pick out a few fashionable outfits for us.
It's one of my favorite greetings from you.
Farzan, Niru!
I'm
Even
glad.
Dia and Candace are here! What are you all up to?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farzan here is pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes, she decided to give us some help.
Also, I think I said
I
this
don't really
last
see
stream.
anything I'm familiar with.
Madame Farzan sounds like
Never
she
mind.
belongs in Cuphead.
We can purchase some
to be
textiles and make the
honest.
clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric
Dia
as our
and
base.
who's the woman next to her? That's
Embroider red and
Candace.
pink flowers on.
She's
Oh,
a guardian
some
in
green
our
leaves.
village. You meet her during the main
Wait a
story.
sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Candace. I
Don't
like her
worry.
her
This style
design.
is a
She's so
timeless classic.
gorgeous. Candace is gorgeous.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Farzan's right. That style is a classic and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, there's some other options too. If you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City.
It's true.
Also, I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I have to show you one of
I'll come with
Candace's
you to have a
lines
look.
as soon as I
One
have
always
the
has to
ability.
keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
They're so excited.
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition.
That girl was raising
have
the
any
roof quite
classes we could
literally.
sign up for?
Yes. I love her excitement.
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of research? Precision mechanics?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Me as
Let me
well.
know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan, and I'd like to learn from you for a while if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry. Study under me, and I promise you, you will get the best teaching available.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
Fawara is a good egg.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations, I think.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Sorry, we can't. We've got to meet with Kave later.
Yeah.
And we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy or Layla?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla not too long
Just
ago.
calling
though.
him that guy.
But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she's up to?
Ratawa his students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right?
Leak.
Oh, she
Like,
didn't
why
end up
would
winning,
she?
so
Why would she say
Paimon
that?
wonders how they feel about that. Let's go take a peek.
That was fun.
If you don't come to Sumeru City often, classic floral designs aren't a bad choice. Those don't really go out of style. And of course, since you're putting this on your body, you need to consider the type of fabric the clothes are made from. Some materials might look stunning, but they can be terribly uncomfortable to wear.
It's true.
Agreed. After all, is fashion not the constant phasing in and out of classics? In that sense, you could always consider the style I suggested too.
Wait, sorry, ma'am, but I think it could be quite a while before the style you recommended comes back into fashion.
I actually think the style recommended by Madame Farazan is quite beautiful.
Isn't it just? You have a discerning eye, my dear.
Sounds like she could be like a wicked witch, you know? Anyway, I need to show you one of Candace's lines. It's actually her hello line, I think. Her voice. Yes, this.
Welcome, weary traveler from afar. Nights in the desert are cruel. You should rest here tonight. Sleep soundly, and know that I am watching over you.
Isn't she amazing? She's literally the best. She's literally she's just I love her. She's got mad big sis energy. Anyway, teleport again, I guess. fuck are we going? Let me out. Let me out. There she is. I want her. Me as well. In many ways.
Sorry,
I as
everyone.
well.
I could have done better in the third round.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's
You
not
know
like any
what
of us
I
had
mean.
the guts to enter the championship.
I didn't see the whole thing.
see you.
But you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first 2 rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3. You came so close to winning the competition.
I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino the General Mahamatra was there. You're amazing, all of you. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you. You are a genuine genius.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. In the second round, for instance, I dozed off and somehow found myself beside the device when I came to.
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest of today's all about you.
Yes.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great.
Layla deserves a break.
We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition. Oh well, it's almost mealtime. We'd better go meet up with Kaveh and Sino now.
Where's Tignari?
I can't believe it. But in the end, no one was disappointed in me.
We just finished up the main event. We still have a little bit of loose ends to clear up, but
I can get some good sleep.
we're there. How's your day been? Now me being late, it's okay. I mean, there truthfully wasn't a lot of story left, and I just never realized that. Let me go see if I can barge into Aliathem's house. Now that I've memorized where it is, I will never not go here. But the answer's no. Figures. He's got my key again. Anyway, let's teleport. Where are we? Yeah! Yeah! To the tavern! My day's been okay. The fair yesterday? I'm sorry that you're feeling sick, but the fair sounds like fun, at the very least. I hope you had fun. The Tignari's there. I think I saw Kale too. Hey.
Are you sure you have enough to
I
cover
can still
this?
hit this gritty.
Don't
Hell yeah.
blow it all
Hell
at once.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within
Emotional, damn
Hey,
it!
count of how many times you've treated me. It's
Thank
high
you for
time I
being
return the favor.
Spooking me like that.
Oh, Traveler, Paimon, over here.
Ooh, look at all this. Good food, here we come.
You did get me.
I
Luke.
heard that
It's
you
really
went to
fucked
see
up.
the other contestants.
Anyway, thank you, Luca, for
How's
the redeem. I
everyone
have my
doing?
water right here.
Parson found herself a
Big
student,
shit.
and
Just here.
Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy, though. Who knows where he's gone?
Thank you for the redeem,
Alhaitham's gone
Luca.
missing in action too. Huh. The one
No,
time
me
I'm
too,
actually in a
Luke.
good enough
Thank
mood to
you for the
treat him to a
redeem.
nice meal, he disappears without a trace. That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left. Well, whatever. He can do what he wants. Now, let's eat.
Love how Paimon just floats above the chair. You all share a delicious meal.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting
doesn't
at
need
least
to say
some
it's
amount
true.
of deliberation.
Paimon is
Sachine's
above
voice started
sea,
talking to
quite
me inside
literally.
my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly. Like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as he went on. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Mantra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style. I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, you get me, Kale.
Thank you.
It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he isn't here.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
Oh my god, thank you.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us all along.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
He does!
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
All right, enough about Alhaitham. Tainari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the
They're
championship?
so lucky.
I did,
So
in the
everyone
first
get
round,
the
in
joke.
fact.
Everyone
Word of
got
mouth
the joke.
proved very effective.
No one
I
appreciated
spoke to a handful
it,
of
though.
people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a
They're
record
lucky I
number of
wasn't
people
there.
have signed
I
up
would've
to attend
been
the next lecture.
fanning the fucking
Oh,
flames.
are you free next month? You should come along. Maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture, or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if anyone's still hungry.
I'm full. Thanks. I'm super full, too. If only we could eat like this every day.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends
You're
is
welcome,
important
Green
too.
Lumen. Be nice to
This is a good
Kale.
restaurant. Let's definitely come here again.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places as backup options, though.
There are other good places around here, too? Oh, and don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
It's true. It's true. We love good food.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Sucking a duck on you. It's true. I will.
Since
Leap.
everyone is
Watch
free,
yourself.
why don't we play a few matches of Genius Invocation TCG?
This is
Eager to show
scary.
off your new limited edition card, are you?
Not to show off. This is my way of thanking you for your help. Only my best friend will have the honor of seeing this card's debut play.
All right, sure. I didn't bring my deck with me, though, so I'll need to borrow one.
Actually, Master, I made a new one a few days back.
Don't tell me you've been spending all your study hours playing cards.
Come on, no need to be so stern. They do say that your innate interests are your best teacher, don't they?
That's so funny. I love. No, whenever you say watch yourself, it's just funny to me. I'm glad you're getting a kick out of it. I love that Sino is like, you're my best friend, and I'm very thankful, and now I'm going to kick your ass in cards as thanks. That's hilarious.
Well, it looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Have you still got anything else on your mind?
Sachin's research.
Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with but Kaveh smashed the diadem of knowledge before he could finish. It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right? Where do you think it could be?
Aru Village?
Holy smokes, you're right! He said he spent all the time researching in the desert,
Guys, I
didn't
see
he?
it. I see something.
It's very possible that that's where he'd leave all his suits. Alright then, let's head off to Aru Village and try our luck!
This is the second disc I found today. Yes. The radiant spin crystal. No, let's go to Aru Village. I'll go over here. Sumeru is such a big place. I miss when things were the size of Mondstadt. You didn't have to scroll twice just to get across the freaking region. What are you doing here?
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those?
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator.
Oh.
I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
Wait! So, you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person as Sachin was.
You hold no empathy, is what you're saying.
Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no harm whatsoever to others. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone can deal with that reality. And that reality is like the material here: objective, heavy, negative. But at the end of the day, for all these experiment results and conclusions, it's just one person's perspective: Sachin's.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were correct.
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get worse? All of that's true?
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all.
Those words you wrote among your notes, what did that line written in ancient script mean? Oh, gonna be busy today. Well, thank you for the work, and I hope you have a
no
nice
defense
day.
at all against nihilism.
Thank you for the hydrate. I got my water right here, you see?
By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing oneself for the greater good. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates. All right then, I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look after. I'll be off.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you know.
A get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, it seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Who do you think that'll be?
You wait around near the research materials. Ah, okay. These guys.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and that guy.
And that guy.
Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised?
Actually, not really.
Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you switch it out for another one? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work. Pretty hilarious.
Okay.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally. But it looks like that didn't work out.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need is more reasons to be indebted to you.
Nahida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean that you approve of his research? Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the shroom boar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar. Paimon kinda gets it, but also not really. The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand it in its entirety. All of us are somewhere on the path toward truth. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others may focus only on its evils. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated, I will seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you as a prisoner?
It's definitely not what she
boy,
thinks.
here we go again.
Jeez.
You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, even prisoners have a right to an education. I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
He's not happy. That's hilarious. We did it. We completed that event. That was fun. Go back to the academy. Talk to Say less. Say less. I will talk to Kave. I assume he's somewhere over here. I did not. He's probably out by... What's his name? Oh, it's not... Ooh, it's the world quest and not the main quest. Hey, buddy, old friend, old pal.
20 years ago, the Academia had just received Sachin's estate. To celebrate the huge investment, the Academia extravaganza that year was grander than usual. I was very young then, and I remember seeing posters for the Interdarshan Championship all over the city. I couldn't help but mention it to my father. I even told him that I really liked the look of the diadem. It was so unique. So he said, "Why don't I win it, so I can let you play with it for a few days?" That made me very happy, and I nodded enthusiastically. But to my surprise, he didn't win. And when he got back home, he seemed extremely depressed. Later, he left home, saying that he wanted to do some investigating in the desert. The quicksand got him not long after that. For many years, I couldn't face up to it at all. If I just kept my mouth shut, maybe none of it would have ever happened.
Your father may have seen Sachin that year.
Wait, so the person we came across in our investigation, who went into the desert 20 years ago, it was...
Is that why Sachin thought I looked familiar? I can't believe it.
They made it pretty obvious.
My father was always too kind for his own good. Sachin's research would have saddened him greatly. He must have gone into the desert when he heard about it to find those who were still suffering. It all makes sense now. I've tried telling myself so many times over the years that maybe his sudden depression wasn't because he didn't win the competition. Maybe something else was going on that I wasn't aware of. But in the end, it all started with me mentioning the competition to him.
Kave looks so baby girl. He's a baby girl.
Don't worry. I destroyed the diadem. There will never be another tragedy like this again.
Also, he's talking about his dead dad.
Never
Let him be
again.
a little dramatic. Just a touch. Just a touch. Also, hi, how are you? Well, he now knows. Is that it? Is that everything? Is that everything? Well, we did it. Yeah. Yeah, we did it. It only took us 2 hours. That's half as long as I thought. But also, I'm really glad that I didn't try to wait until I didn't try to do it all in one go, because I was very tired when we last stopped. So, that was the event,
Welcome to the Academia.
I guess. But since we're here, I think we should just do Baiju's hangout event. This guy. Look at that. Look at him. Yeah, do his event. I think it's not a bad idea. We'll do his event. I don't know how long it's gonna take, and I'll probably regret it. But geez, we might as well give it a shot, you know? It's one guy. How long is it gonna take? I trust this. I trust us. Go to the Boo Boo Pharmacy, which I know where that is. It's true, I do. Look, I see Chi-Chi. Away we go.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on?
Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Well,
fair question.
My dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Ride, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
The owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. He must mean Baiju.
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I could ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler?
It'll be a piece of cake for us.
Changshan can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog.
Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
There she is,
Changshan. Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset.
And there's Baiju.
Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju?
The slow talking, I love it.
Uncle Baiju?
Changshan, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can recall.
Yes, Dr. Baiju.
Aww. Baiju's great. I don't know. Fun fact.
I see. And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say?
You meet Baiju
I visit
for
patients there
moment.
frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
And I was very suspicious of him for no reason.
My mom doesn't like meeting other people.
I just didn't
especially
trust
during
Baiju.
Lantern Ride.
But now that he
She
came
always
out
tells me to just stay at
and
home
my
and
brother
keep my
owns
dad
him,
company.
we looked at all the lines.
Is
He's
that so?
a good doctor, and I think he
Ayu?
deserves the best.
By any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baiju?
Baiju's the
I
best.
certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
You can count on us.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
I love Baiju. I love Baiju. Heart of healing. What's up?
Can you believe that little boy brought his father all this way to see the doctor? Oh, what a remarkable child. I didn't even know how to buy medicine by myself when I was his age.
Me as well. Chi-Chi, do you have anything to say?
His family. Oh, we have to find them.
It's true. It's so true, Chi-Chi. Where are we going? Off to the gates. Ugh, I should have jumped. It's fine. We'll make it. Little bees. Look at them. They're conspiring.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baiju. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower.
Oh.
As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
We'll take that area.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
I just suspect know what they're doing. I won't tell someone. Ah, let's teleport. Let's not run. I think we'll just speed run over there. I'm gonna take it still. You go. Perfect. What? There. Took some struggles, but we did it.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Ruined that squirrel's career. But also let me grab this bamboo. Sent it here.
Look, there's somebody over there! Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further!
Continues to go further. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Watch where you're going!
It's your town.
Oh, dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right?
You Tao.
Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao!
My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and... my worst nightmare.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Ayu? Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hu Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baiju. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
God, what?
Yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
Paimon, sorry, what?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this? Baiju, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
But don't forget that we're here too. We won't let things get out of hand.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jialiang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once.
Oh, cool. They don't make me. They don't make me travel to Boo Boo Pharmacy. How pleasant.
Blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation.
We don't need Paimon
I
to tend to
see.
wounds.
I suppose
We've
this
got a
must have
doctor right
caused
here.
the
The
cognitive
good doctor.
abnormalities.
Dr. Baiju, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baiju?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed.
Is it a grim prognosis?
No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Baiju. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
Utah does
However,
not enjoy
it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
We'll be heading out now, too.
See you tomorrow, Baiju and Chung Chung.
Bye for now, everyone.
I love Baiju. He's great. He's the good doctor.
Are you ready, Baiju?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baiju mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
You mean Baiju's mother? Or Baiju's master and Nayu's mother? Baiju's mother as well?
You must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Ah, Utah! But first... Not at all. I'm just taking fish out of the fucking pond. Sorry, it's very funny to me. We took all the lotus heads. No one else can have them.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docks doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
So...
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baiju could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
That vaguely rings a bell, but the details are hazy.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change.
True.
Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baiju is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baiju is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Immortality?
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baiju himself about all of this tomorrow.
Oh, while you're here, have either of you seen Chi-Chi around? It's not every day I get to infiltrate Baiju's lair, but alas, I didn't catch a single glimpse of her anywhere. Uh-huh. What if Baiju knew I'd be on the lookout for her and hid her away in advance?
For those of you who don't know, Yuta often tries to bury Chi-Chi. It's very funny. Chi-Chi's undead.
I don't want to. It tastes gross.
It's not even here. Where's the time? 8. I have to wait till 8. Let's look at this. Are they coming out with a new character? Or are they just showing her off in the web event? I don't know. Exciting news! Boop. It's a long time to wait behind this desk. Look at the Jade Palace. Look at that. I was already there.
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baiju. It's only because Jiang Li, what was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
Baiju looks a little worse for wear. Something's wrong.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baiju, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Qiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Who's a little hurt?
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
Oh. Yeah, it's me.
Why did you follow us here?
I thought you were looking a little unwell.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face?
Qiangsheng is so cute.
Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baiju did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Life force poison?
Baiju, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
You're looking even worse now than before. Are you sure you're okay?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Go on, Baiju. Let us help you.
Baiju, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
So, what are the next steps?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Do you know where his house is?
Yes. I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple, Jiang Li.
Disciple, I see.
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
We already did that, Paimon. You're a little behind. Rock ton away. Let's go here. Stop looking at things. I have to watch it every time you do that. Look at him. Look at Mirak. He's so cute. Mirak is adorable. Apples. That's all I needed. That's all I came there for. It doesn't seem to like me. An Adeptus? One day when I was in the forest, I met a handsome, dashing Adeptus. It was as if he had popped right out of a storybook. I smiled at him, but he didn't smile back. He must have returned that doll that the Haley Troll stole back to me. Do you think he doesn't like me by any chance? I'd say he actually likes you. Really? I did think about it as well. Does he just not like smiling? He's talking about Zhao. If I see him again, I'll definitely find a way to make him smile. Oh, please do. He needs to smile more. That's adorable. Absolutely cute. Excuse me, birds. You're lucky I fought my natural instinct to kill. Uh-oh. We got this, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Yeah, baby. So good at games. And climbing. Okay. Okay, alright. Uh-oh. Hope I don't get struck by lightning.
Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiang Li or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
I also did.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the... Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiang Li has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Look at him looking around. Look at him. Look at Changxiang.
How time flies. Jiang Li's had a son, and he's all grown up.
I wonder if Jiang Li's changed at all, after all these years.
Ain't that something? Several faint marks can be seen on the pillar. Maybe it was used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing on the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner can leave. Judging by the number of marks on the pillar, the family had led a secluded existence here for many years. See, he's getting up again. He's coming back here. I see. Oops, let me go. I bet it's the same conversation, but...
How time flies.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jiang Li's changed at all.
Yeah. The firewood is neatly stacked and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile had begun to rot. It must have been a while since any new wood was added to the pile. He always gets up as soon as we finish. What is he up to? Well, what's he up to? Secrets. Well, you stay there. Gonna read this. Diary with childish handwriting. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it all down for now, and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
What's up?
What is this?
Chung Shung and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains?
Huh. You sense it too?
That
You're
was a
right.
good camera angle, by the
This
way.
is a poison concocted using god remains.
Also, what are god remains?
Is it? Breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Alive?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the
sorry.
main body is somewhere else?
Minor loads.
Correct.
Makes me think of things.
Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
He was going back towards Qingshe village.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself? Think a little harder, Paimon.
The judgment.
Someone else
The
who
judgment
lives
from
here,
this scene
and
specifically.
who might have expertise in crafting drugs. Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know of a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingse village?
Nothing concrete.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time. Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? After a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
The true
Stronger
pro of joining a contract.
Wow, that's amazing! Baiju, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Strange, Baishu has a weak constitution. And didn't his master pass away at an early age?
Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you!
Both of you!
Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck! This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Actually, I do have someone that I can call.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say,
It's
Traveler.
true.
We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Zhao, are you there?
You called?
Damn, he wasted no time. God damn.
Gets Paimon every time. Aren't all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baiju of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
I wasn't at the lantern, right, so I don't know what happened.
You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before.
Him and his dumbass materializing.
I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Let me explain. I wanted to ask you about dead gods. You tell Zhao everything that's happened.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison.
It's true.
Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingce village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable.
You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
I will. Thank you, Zhao.
Nothing.
Okay.
I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
Damn.
I shall
so
treasure
red.
your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
This
What
mother.
is strange Adeptus? Rather different from the way I remember them. That's Shell for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
I love Baiju. Not a big fan of his glasses. There's no way that one side of his glasses is not heavier than the other. And why would you do that to yourself? Other than to look baller as hell, which he does. But still. Uh-oh.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baiju, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood.
Oh.
Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
Oh, no.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baiju's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there...
Sorry, I don't care what Paimon says.
Please don't worry. Dr. Baishu will find a way.
But...
He's just a boy. He does not deserve this. CQ Tower is nowhere to be seen, so we'll just wait until the following morning. Let's go over here, though. Oh, hey, what do you got to say?
Dr. Baiju is still treating the patient. Please do not disturb him for now.
Okay. I see. There she is! Hiding. I'm so smart.
Fancy running into you guys at a place like this. What are the chances?
What are you doing here?
Nothing. I was just battling against some writer's block, so I took a stroll to see if I could get my muse back. Yep, it's working. Stealthy as a snake. She can hear them coming, plants a little bait, and they all come running.
Won't your continued absence affect Wangsheng funeral parlor's business?
It's fine. I have someone taking care of the books while I'm gone. Well, hold up. Now that you mention it, I probably shouldn't stick around here too long.
The only other person working books over there is probably Zhangli. Let's be real. Well, let's be real. Well, we talked to everyone we could. So let's wait until 8. And while we do wait until 8, I am going to grab a drink, but it's going to take 5 seconds, so this thing's probably not even going to be finished going while I go. Going? You know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's literally just 5 steps behind my desk. See, I came back right as it was done. Easy work.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual.
Oh no, where's Baiju?
Wait, where's Dr. Baiju? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiang Li once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check up on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
This isn't the time to be waiting around. We gotta go.
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
He's too much. I can't believe I was
Surely he
suspicious of this
hasn't.
man.
There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again? Ah! Baiju! Changsheng!
Are you both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment, and as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
So that's why Jiang Li made it.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiang Li has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiang Li has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiang Li would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Fate.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiang Li is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell
Look,
Paimon
that
you
silence
overheard
right
everything
beforehand.
already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiang Li's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
For your
No,
own
we're out of
safety.
time.
Don't worry
We
about
have
it.
to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Look at Chi-Chi, she's so cute.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baishu? Do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
Well, damn. There she is.
Everyone, please be careful.
I wonder if we can find you, Dad. I can enter the back room? Pogs? Holy shit. I'm just allowed access. There's nothing in here. The music's too much. This is really sad. We gotta go. That back room music is really sad. Oh. Very, 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 it works. It works. What's the word I'm looking for? Very fitting. But that's not helping my case at all. I believe in bird's eye view traveling. I don't need paths. I only need to climb. Please don't kill my collar. He's baby. Can't afford it.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it.
I'm coming.
I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
Oh, right. The giant cave right beside us.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
And Geo? We'll do Geo team. This seems normal. Yeah, they provided Baiju.
This place gives Paimon the
As
creeps.
if I didn't already have Baiju.
Who knows
on
what
accident.
we're gonna find up ahead?
Long story.
The digging marks here appear immature and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
No. How frequent baggy eyes were prior to Sumeru and the Layla being a thing.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Well, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
Let's roll! Attaboy!
Look at that snake. You saw that? You guys saw that shit? Ito, no. You're ruining the cutscene.
There's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor surface. And the burn marks on the inside are still fresh. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison. I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
But whatever. I will come. But not this right below us. Of course not. Oh, let me look over there. Cringe.
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Chang saw something. Felt something. Impressive.
Aha! We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
I see. It's a puzzle. This is great.
Can't catch me.
Whoop. Let me see what's happening. So we want it to clear out. Okay, hold on. I see what's happening. Push this baby. Can't clear both. Give it that. Really? Anyway, let's push this up. That's the way forward. Let me look around a little more. I see.
Huh? Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
I'm confused. Hold on. I know what I'm doing now. They won't let me in. Their mother. Anyway.
Our bond is strong. I'll settle this.
Anyway, by the way.
Mind the side effects. Coming to be. Witness my great undertaking. Advance. Everyone on me. Let's roll. Who wants some of this?
Oh, that was so easy. Actually. Ito's already ready to go again. This is so funny. Ito's a mad lad.
Can't catch me.
Absolutely correct. Anyway, we were given access over here. Ito's little thing is really distracting, to be honest. There we go. They won't let me activate it. Why would they? Why would you? Oh, okay, hold on. I know what's happening. Yeah, we gotta activate that with this. Easy. Push. Push. And then, don't push, activate. Easy peasy. Our lemons are squeezed. Oh, hi. Well, I did it. Anyway, you can't climb in domains, so that sucks. Sure hope nothing important was over there. Fine.
Zhongli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Okay, shit.
The doctor will see you.
Remember, health comes.
Moment of birth. Charge! It's
Think
showtime!
Ito won't still go ham on someone?
Attaboy!
No, don't do what you're doing. Be cool.
Mind the side effects.
You should mind the side effects. If you became Pyro, I just would have put Dendro on you.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away! It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baiju said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him! Baiju, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiang Li, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me straight. How long does Jiang Li have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
You can't be thinking about that again.
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baiju, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then even if I die...
Jialiang...
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baiju, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment, that's all.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang... Baiju, Changsheng... Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiang Li would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life.
Big boy,
And now,
yeah.
Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiang Li. What's the point of it all?
Sorry, we're in the middle. We're in the middle of a very serious moment. You're watching a Twilight parody movie? I respect that. I'm glad you're here, by the way, Ghosty. All we can do right now is honor Jiang Liang's decision to bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
Fancy shit.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
The click.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang! 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 Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Baishu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiang Li in time.
I knew someone was listening in on that conversation. So is Hu Tao.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baiju, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng funeral parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Oh, is she finally gone? All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Paimon's idea of a celebration can only mean one thing.
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
This is a hard-won meal. Maybe I'll whip something too. It's been a while.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baiju, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baiju, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Oh. Oh, hello. What's up? I'm having a conversation first.
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget to...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
She's funny. Cute. Let's go.
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changsheng, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
you're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu.
Okay. I'm a walking simulator. We did it.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties.
Respect.
There is
for this
no need to
doctor.
worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baizhu, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Also, when Changsheng was talking about fate, what did she mean exactly?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baiju and Zhongli's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Special cutscene time?
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baiju, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Cheng Sheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Cheng Sheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
You have to become immortal yourself.
Precisely. I will be Cheng Sheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baiju.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
Huh. For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baiju, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Oh, Paimon, leave some grub for me.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Oof, that was heavy. That was really fucking good though. That's probably my new favorite hangout event, to be honest. Aw man, did they disappear? Man, I would have loved to talk to them. I would have loved it.
Show me your prescription.
Alas. Well, that was very intense. It was very fun though. And I'm glad that you guys were there for that. But I think we're going to end it there. Ignore what just happened on the screen. You didn't see it. We're stop there for the night. We finished Parade of Providence. We told Kave what happened. We did Baiju's hangout event. It's my new favorite hangout event. I still love Ito to death. And his is very good. But that one was magnificent. Truly. So, we're gonna leave it there. It's quite possible that we might come back later tonight to play Resident Evil 6 with Bartimus Max. So if you want to stay there, if you want to come back and be able to see that, I would highly recommend dropping a follow if you haven't already. And if you haven't, you should also join the Discord, which is a very fun way to keep track of the schedule since I have no set schedule anymore. Even so, thank you guys very much for coming with me on this journey. A little longer than we anticipated. But I did give myself 4 hours, and it's been 3 and 40 minutes. So, I think that's pretty good. Thank you guys again, and I will see you all another time. Bye-bye forever.